Howdy, my name is Trey Richardson. I'm a junior agricultural economics major from Aransas Pass, Texas, but more importantly, I am the loudest and the proudest member of the Fightin' Texas Aggie class of 2021. AAA, whoop! My Aggie story is I kind of moved around a lot as a kid. My dad was in the military. He served 20 years in the Navy, very proud of that. But with that, I kind of grew up half of my life in Texas and half of my life in Florida. For the first half, I lived in Texas in Aransas Pass. I started school there and went all the way up to 5th grade, and then we moved once my dad changed jobs within the Navy to Florida. I started 6th grade in Florida and then eventually graduated high school in Florida. But while I was attending high school in Florida, I made a visit to Texas A&M, and even though it was during the summer and there wasn't a lot of students on campus, I just fell in love with the feeling of the place and the atmosphere and the traditions, and really I could feel something when I walked on the campus that was different than any other place that I had visited. So I had made up my mind to go to Texas A&M. Now with that came its own set of challenges. I was moving about 18 hours away from my family. I had to pay out-of-state tuition, and I didn't know anyone going to Texas A&M. So I enrolled in fish camp the last session, hoping that I could find some friends there. And that's really where my Aggie story begins, in my opinion, because there I made friends that I know I will love and cherish for a lifetime, that I'm still friends with today. Even though I didn't know anyone going to Texas A&M, my fish camp really gave me a family that I could rely on and that I could use as a support system throughout my time at Texas A&M. So after that, I got involved in MSC Fly, the Freshman Leadership International Flow, as well as Fishco, and that really began my involvement in Texas A&M. And the more I got involved in the different organizations and whatnot at Texas A&M, the more that I saw how powerful the Aggie family was, how strong the tradition was at Texas A&M, and just how special of a place Aggieland really was. And so as a student, I, like many other students, really found our traditions very dumbfounding, I guess, for the lack of a better word, and that made me want to be a part of those traditions. So that led me serving as the treasurer for the class of 2021 for 2 years, ultimately running for class president and becoming the junior class president, helping to execute traditions such as Fish Fest, Pull-Out Day, Elephant Walk, Ring Dance, and the class gift, as well as serve on muster committee, and then eventually also serving 2 years as a fish camp counselor, where I wanted to provide that same support system that was provided to me. And now I feel like I've been in the tradition, or I'm in the position to where I want to give back to the university that has given so much to me, and that is one of the reasons why I've decided to run for student body president. I'm running on 4 pillars, and that's health, communication, transportation, and campus engagement and enrichment. I believe in those things as a candidate for the student body, and more importantly, I have actual ideas of how we can get those things done. As a student, I've spent both time in SGA as well as outside of SGA. So while I've spent time in SGA, I've learned the proper routes to go through to help accomplish what the student body wants. And then outside of SGA, I've never lost my touch with the student body, so I know what the student body actually needs and wants as well. The main thing that made me want to run for this position, other than my love of Texas A&M and me wanting to serve and give back, was I have served in SGA capacities while a student at Texas A&M, and I've also served outside of SGA. And I think that really sets me apart from the other candidates, because while serving in SGA, I learned the proper avenues and the proper routes to go to as far as working with administration when the student body wants to accomplish something. The truth is, SGA has the ability to accomplish a lot of excellent things, but oftentimes that is overlooked just because people don't always necessarily know the proper routes to take. With that being said, I've also had experience outside of SGA, which I believe allows me to still have a connection with the average student who's not in SGA and listen to them about what they want and what they see in the student body, and not this kind of clouded SGA look that sometimes members can get within the organization. I love this question because I think it really shows the personality of the person who's answering the question. And so mine would actually be Norman Borlaug. He's not a super well-known humanitarian. He might be a little bit here at Texas A&M. He actually taught here, but he is the only man to win a Nobel Peace Prize for his work and contributions in the field of agriculture. So he's one of the people who founded the Green Revolution, as they called it, in the 1970s, and is accredited for saving over 1 billion lives. And he was really the man who inspired me in high school, as well as still today in college, to work into my future career goals, which is international agricultural development. So going over to countries and helping them develop their agricultural sector, which is the cornerstone of any economy, and getting to be able to pick his brain and learn about his passions and what he would have to say about today's international development field is really something that I would love to take the opportunity to do.